I'm Sylvia's son. If you don't remember who I am, I'm one of the twins. We don't have names because we were always the twins. But I want to just talk about Grandma real quick in the sense of how she was as a grandparent and to all of us. I had a talk with my dad before we came down, and he was telling me be very gingerly with Leslie, my older sister, because not only did she lose her grandmother, she lost her best friend. And I was kind of annoyed by that comment at first. So wait a minute, we all cared for her. But then I thought about it, he was right. Because Grandma had this ability to, when you were there, it was about you. It wasn't about everybody else. You were the center of attention. You were special. She made you feel special. And that she did with my kids, her great-grandkids. She knew them. She wasn't just, oh, okay, you have kids. She knew them by name. When I go down to visit the ones that weren't there, she would go ask, why weren't they there? She knew who was missing and who was there. She kept pictures of everybody in her room. She was the true matriarch of the family. It's kind of a joke where Grandpa wore the pants in the family. Grandma told him what pair to wear. And that's what she was like. She was in charge, and it was always like, ask Grandma all the time. If you ever had a question about family issues, it was always, my mom would say, we're gonna ask Grandma. Dad would say, we'd ask Grandma. I was doing some research on the internet the other day, and I was Googling some question, and what popped up? Ask Grandma. So, she always had the answer. You always had to refer to Grandma. It was always how she felt, but it wasn't because she had a mean heart. It was because she had a good heart, and you made sure you didn't hurt her. You always made sure that you were honoring her, and you were doing what pleased her, but it's because you wanted to do it. You didn't want to disappoint Grandma. And if you did, you never knew it, because she'd never tell you. I remember I was talking to Diane, who found out just lives across town from me. Nobody remembers Grandma ever saying a crossword to anybody, or ever saying a thing. I remember a stare, just one time. It was just a look. That's all you needed. That was it. And that's it. That was the most you got out of Grandma. I remember one time when we were young, she had to take care of all of us for a while, and there was no question. Her thing was just get the kids there. Just get them there. And she did. She took care of us. So she was a grandmother, she was a mother, she was a friend. She was really funny, but didn't know it. She had the best laugh. All of you guys who know her, she had a laugh that was loud, and in my mind, the laugh was like this. Her hand would go up, she would laugh, and she'd slap her knee. And that's the way she laughed. And anybody who knows Grandma, you remember that's how she laughed. That's also how she reacted when the Dodgers lost a game. She did the same thing. She'd slap her knees, and she's a diehard Dodger fan, which is sad because I love the Mariners. But she's always going to be remembered, and I really appreciate, Richard, the story of you telling, because I have my daughter sitting there. So much of that she didn't know. She learned a lot today. Housekeeping, working in housekeeping in a hospital, that's what my wife does. My wife adored my grandmother adored my wife, and it's kind of neat to find out, wow, they actually had a lot more in common than you even think. So, as far as all the grandkids, it is sad, I'm a little upset, but I'm never going to think sad thoughts forever. They're always going to be happy thoughts, because they always were. She let me get away teasing Dodo all the time, which I love, because I just love teasing Dodo, and Grandma just, okay, go ahead. So it was, she's just a really good woman, and she always showed the best of herself, and always showed the best of the people around her, and made sure that's what was important. It wasn't the negative, it was always the positive. So as far as the 9 grandchildren that she had, thank you for all of you for being in her lives. And I want to say a special thank you to my sister Leslie, to Catherine, and to Dodo, because as she got older, they took care of her. They made sure she went to the doctor. They took her to the store. The woman wanted to go to the mall all the time, so they was taking her to the mall, and they were taking her out to eat, and they were making sure that she knew she was loved. There's a lot of people who go into nursing homes that they're forgotten. she was never forgotten. You know, I just saw recent pictures of Rico and Sally visiting. I saw a recent picture of Mary visiting her. These are all recent. These are just a long time ago. People were constantly visiting her. I was visiting her every time I could. Leslie, Doe, and Catherine, all three of you, always there for her. And, you know, Dennis too. I mean, there's all of us were, but you three just made sure she wasn't forgotten in a nursing home. And I know I appreciate that because I couldn't be there all the time. So as, you know, again, I'm sure Dennis would echo it, and Catherine, Kelly, Craig, everyone that's here, you know, we really do appreciate you three doing that and constantly being there. Because I know she was happy and know she was loved. And you can see it in her. And I don't have anything else to say, because if I do, it'll just be dumb and stupid. So thank you from the Willette family, Sylvia's kids. Thank you from the Lenhart family, and thank you from the Gonzalez family. Everyone for being so kind to her all the time, but it was easy to be kind to her.
Let us please stand.